Hello, everybody.
What up? What up? What up?
My name is Tim Daniel. His name is Ben Brown, and welcome to Late Night Reds, your fantastic one and only live Reds podcast on Sunday nights. So, we're of course brought to you by the Blue Wire Podcast Network, part of the Riverfront Media Network as well. This is brought to you by our wonderful friends over at SeatGeek, and of course, this would all not be possible without our great friends and family over at patreon.com/Riverfront Cincy, which, by the way, Ben, we're going to be having a party with 4th of July weekend.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
July 6th, the Smoke Justice, getting you ready for Reds Tigers from 12 to 2 p.m. Come hang with us at Smoke Justice. Have some bourbon, eat some delicious food, and listen to us talk about the Reds, if you still want to at that point.
Let's all hope.
Yeah, let's all hope June brings brighter days. All right, man. So, first off, congrats to your Pacers.
Oh, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I tell you what, and we've, of course, we have a lot of history in podcasting and doing NBA shows. And I've never been a Knick hater because I like when the Knicks are good. I think we've talked about that before. Like there's 4 or 5 teams that the NBA needs to be good in order for the NBA to be as fun as we think it is. And the Knicks, I think, are one of them. However, when the Knicks play the Pacers, I can't stand them. I'm like that old 1994 blood starts boiling and the 90s hate gets in there, man. And it's like everything a Knick fan posted, dude, it was awful. And on top of that, they're just like it's bad when they're losing, but they're even worse when they're winning.
Yeah.
So it was nice to knock them off in the Garden Game 7.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Like I said, so I think going to Cleveland on Monday night for the Cavs game. I think I'm full time now. I think they won me over. The atmosphere was incredible. So
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I think they won me over. I think I'm a fan. I think I'm part of it now. So I'm like looking up stuff online. I'm like, yeah, they should trade Darius Garland.
There you go.
I'm like, oh, I guess only fans think this way.
You're in it now. You're in it.
Well, all right. So Josh Beckley's in the chat, also a big Pacers fan. So Josh and Ben, congrats.
Yes, sir.
Please beat the Celtics. I don't know if they will, but please do it.
Give it our best.
Yeah, for sure. Man. All right. So let's get into this stuff. So before Ben and I came on the air today, we were chatting as we were kind of getting started. It's been a month since we did an episode a day that the Reds won a game. So that's Sunday against the Angels, which is fitting because if we bring this up, we're going to try to figure out, we're going to diagnose what's going on here, because we're going to go through this a little bit in the show today. Just like some weird numbers that you would think the Reds would be much better than they are record wise. So obviously 19-28 overall, 1-11 in 1-run games now after today. 0-7-1 in series since sweeping the Angels, the one being a tie. They took 2 out of 4 from the Philadelphia Phillies. Actually the same week of the Angels series before they go to San Diego. And then 4 wins in their last 20 games, which we all know. And here's the thing, man. If I have to hear one more David Bell press conference of guys, we're really close, and our guys are handling this really well, and things are great, and we trust Alexis in that situation. He's been really good for us there in the past. I can't take it anymore, man. Look, it's baseball. Baseball is unforgiving. We talk about this all the time. What's up, Sydney? Thanks for hanging out. Good to see you. We talk about this all the time. Dude, it's a freaking hard sport, and there's gonna be tons of times where you have stretches like this where things don't go your way. I don't know. 4 of 20 is probably a little rough.
Yeah, dude, that's brutal.
But it's brutal. I cannot handle this whole we're so close to dude, you've been close for 2 weeks and you guys have won 4 games. All right, my guy. That's not close.
No.
And we talked about this last week. We don't blame him because there's so much you can do with what he has on there. I think we can go ahead and say that Mike Ford should probably not be on the big league roster for
Correct
much longer.
Correct.
God forbid. And but like, dude, like, I don't know if like Barry Larkin's the answer because I think that's silly.
Yeah.
Like, what is the excitement of Barry Larkin like being the manager of the Cincinnati Reds? Is it like, let's watch Barry take the lineup card to the umpire before the game and hand it to him? Like,
yeah.
Way to go, Hall of Famer 11.
Yeah. I think fans get enamored with that, like, because he's beloved, right? Like, it's kind of like when Tony Perez got the job. Oh yeah, the big dog. He's a beloved. He's a guy that was on the Big Red Machine. He was this and that and the third. I mean, now granted, he didn't get a fair shot at all. I mean, I think he went
44 games,
22 and 22, and they were like, nope, that's it, that's a wrap. But I think there's a little bit of that nostalgia, and there's a little bit of that other stuff that it's the same thing that I mentioned with the other guy that wore number 14, but I won't say his name. But it was kind of that same type of thing. Like maybe he can put his input on the team, and maybe he can put his attitude on the team and things like that. So I don't know. I don't think that Barry Larkin is the answer. I mean, I mean,
no.
I don't know. I know we discussed this last week. I can't blame David Bell, but I guess it's the nonchalantness of like, we're close. It's right there. It's at our fingertips. It's in our grasp. It's all that stereotypical loser talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
dude, it's like I said last week. It's Marvin Lewis stuff all over again of like, all right, guys, come on, get him in the next possession here. Let's go. Like, run, pass, punt. All right, let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that whole thing. And like, I'm not saying I want him to get ejected every game because at some point they got a little insane. But like,
right.
I do miss that fire. I do miss like, and like I said, like I get it, dude. Like I can't imagine when it's like, who do I have to hit against lefties today?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll just have to throw Luke Maley in for a couple more at bats. Like, it's like, man, just brutal.
Yeah, and the more you look, and hindsight is 2020 because of course you're missing a few of your big guns in your lineup. Of course, with Friedel getting re-injured, McLean not having shoulder surgery, but it's even stuff that we talked about in the offseason, right? Like your roster is not deep enough. Like it's just not deep enough. So you not making a move and signing Candelario, which was fine. I mean, it is what it is. But you're not developing any depth. You are relying on those guys every day. And when one of those guys goes down, you replace him with a guy that should be in Double-A. Like you're not going to win baseball games that way. You're not.
Absolutely right.
I cannot put 100% of the blame on David Bell. Even though sometimes I feel like a different voice may be needed, but you can't. He doesn't construct the roster. I mean, it's something that where that's something they should have addressed beforehand instead of like you said, having a Mike Ford up there in crucial situations. You're like, dude, this is it. This is what we got. Here we go.
Dude, I know. And it's like, so there's a lot about today's game that was really frustrating. And one of the big things is, and I'm not blaming Bell for this part because he is not up there swinging the bat. I understand this. And I love Elly De La Cruz. I mean, we literally do a segment every week called Elly is Awesome.
Yep.
I understand people are going to say he's young. He's still learning baseball. I'm all with that. All with all of that. But we should not have to tell a big leaguer when a fastball's down the middle that he has to swing at it.
Yeah.
Like that's unacceptable. Like even for him, who we all think the world of, we've all predicted to be a 5-tool player, a major league all-star, and potential MVP candidate. Like I still think all those things are in the grasp of Elly De La Cruz talent. My dog, when you see a fastball down the middle, like I understand if you're looking for something else and you get but you have taken a fastball down the middle multiple times this past week
Yeah.
If you don't have that 4-hit game that you had Thursday with the stolen bases, which was awesome, by the way, your May looks pretty brutal.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that a lot of that too is just overthinking a little bit. Like a lot of that, I think they get up there thinking that they can outguess pitchers sometimes instead of just going off their natural ability. Especially today. Today was really irritating because like all you should be thinking is fastball. Like
Yeah.
we got a chance to win that baseball game. You get a hit there. All you're sitting on is fastballs. That's all you should be sitting on. And for you to let one go down the heart of the plate, like that's just it's disheartening because you've got a chance to change the trajectory of this whole series. I mean, if we have a way better time if we split the series 2-2 with the Dodgers.
Without a doubt. 20 and 27 looks so much better than 19 and 28.
20 and 27, and you just split with probably the top 4 teams in MLB baseball, with one of the top 2 lineups in MLB baseball. So I mean, you would have to feel pretty good going into this next series if you split with the Dodgers on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The other thing that really frustrated me, and this is like, so Scott brings up India looking for ball 4 on a 3-2 count. I don't even know if it was the fact he was looking at ball 4. It's the fact that he looked like a slider right down Broadway. And it was like, you are a major league hitter. Like, come on, dude. Like, I've been really irritated with a lot of India this year, and it's not. There's a lot I've liked about this year. He's had like really good stretches, and he's been great at like working counts, but there's been some really irritating things. So the other thing today, of course, is in extras. You have Elly De La Cruz on second base with no outs, gifted to you because of the stupid ghost runner rule.
Yeah.
And you can't get him even to third base with 3 chances.
Yeah.
Like, first off, why is he not stealing? It's like my first thought.
That was what I was thinking. Like that guy leads the majors in steals. Why are you
he
not
just had
stealing him?
4 in one game the other night. Like, if it was for Mookie Betts making a great tag, he has 5 in that game.
Yeah.
And you're like, no outs? Like, is Austin Barnes going to throw Elly out at third? Austin Barnes.
And I'm not going to, I was going to say, and I'm not going to accept the fact of trying to run yourself out of an inning. Dude, you're trying to win a baseball game, and you've got the best base runner on base.
Austin Barnes makes a play, and, like, he's out. Okay.
Hey, then I got to give credit. Yeah, I got to give credit to Austin Barnes. But you can't just let Elly sit there. You can't let him sit there and not try to steal that base. Cannot.
Yeah. So Bob does bring up points here, and I'll touch on these. Reds have played the most games against teams first place. They've also played the most games against teams over 500. That is also very accurate. Scott says, like, Mike Ford just keeps fouling all these balls off, and it's like terrible pitches that he's like just chipping at. And it's like, my guy, just take one. All right. Like, we know you're not getting a hit anyway. All right. So I shouldn't say that. That's mean. But it's like, yeah, man, like, it's just so I don't know where I'm at. I can talk through this with you and kind of like try to build an opinion. Yeah. But I don't necessarily think I'm mad at Alexis Diaz for pitching to Shohei Ohtani. Only because, and a lot of people are, like, that's the whole talk, like, why did they just walk Ohtani there?
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily love Freddie Freeman with the bases loaded coming up right after him. You know, you kind of pick your poison in that case.
Yeah. Yeah. There's really no right or wrong answer to that, dude. Like, and when you construct a lineup that's that potent, that's why they do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to walk Shohei Ohtani? Great, we'll give you Freddie Freeman.
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, I'll take that all day, every day. Like, and that's kind of what that's why that lineup is so effective. Oh, you don't want to pitch to Mookie Betts? Oh, great. We've got Freeman. We've got Shohei. We've got, like, dude,
Teoscar Hernandez.
Like, I'm like, you're not going to get around it. You're going to have to pitch to one of these guys. So I'm not going to fault him for that, dude. It's pick your poison, honestly. It really is. I mean, at that point in the game. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
And pitching, I mean, pitching hasn't been our issue. I mean, we've had a couple of relief innings that went bad, but, like, for the most part, pitching has not been our problem.
I'll tell you what, Shohei Ohtani did not look like he had fun facing Hunter Green today.
No, he did not.
He did not.
Not
No,
at all.
sir.
Not at all.
No, man. Oh God, I can't wait. I'm so happy that we have a segment we're gonna talk about Hunter Green later.
Yes.
I'm so happy.
Yep.
So freaking happy, man. I do it. So yeah, I just think, and I think we're out of the point of just it's bad luck at this point. When you lose 4 of 20, and you've won 4 of 20, it's not bad luck anymore. It's something's not right. And I don't know.
But there's a good point though. Like our schedule has been brutal. I mean, our schedule's tough.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. And June's much easier if you can get there and not be like 12 games under 500. Like
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you got the Rockies for 2 series in June. You've got the Cardinals. Like,
you got to be within striking distance. So we got to be within striking distance.
Yeah, Red Sox come to town. We'll see Rafael Devers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's exciting about the Red Sox anymore. Can anyone tell me besides Rafael Devers and who's the guy they signed last year that was really good? I'm blanking. The other overseas player that everyone really likes. I have his rookie card. Gosh, Sydney, this is where you hop in the show and you tell me before I have to bring up the Red Sox baseball reference page. Like, anyway, we'll get there. No, not Tyler O'Neill, Sydney. No one's excited about Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill. They beat the Cardinals today. 11-3. We'll find it later. Yoshi. Yeah, that's it. Yoshi. Thank you, Sydney. I appreciate you. All right, dude. So I am really curious about this. And chat, if you're hanging out here, like I said, please give us some of your insight here because it's awesome. What up, Branch? Branch in the house.
Okay. What's good?
Branch, you coming 4th of July weekend? You going to come party with us? Have some bourbon with me and Ben? If Ben's in town, I don't know. You might be on vacation, right?
I was going to say, I think I'm on vacation.
Well, we'll get someone. I think Seth said he'll come. I'll just be like, this is fun without Ben. Dude, all right. So I looked deeper into the Spencer Steer slump.
Yeah.
I cannot figure it out. Okay. So for those who are checking out live, I've got his numbers here in the middle of the sheet. So 224 in the season, 4 homers, 31 RBI, 11 stolen bases, 710 OPS. He's 2 for his last 24. Only 5 strikeouts. So I'm like, what's going on? So I pull up his Baseball Savant page. He's got a lot of red on his Baseball Savant page still. And it's like, I know we called Stevenson the king of loud outs there for a while.
Yeah.
And I think Spencer Steer has taken the crown because he's not putting together bad at-bats. I think like he's probably let some at-bats get away from him. He's probably had some soft contact here and there, but that's baseball. Like I cannot for the life of me. And he got 2 days off during the stretch. Like he's hitting the ball. Like it's not like he's like, and he's not giving up at bats. He's not like keeping the bat on his shoulder. I cannot figure out why he's struggling because it's like, is everything just at somebody?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it. I mean, I think he's making good contact, but I think it's, you're hitting the ball at people. Yeah. And we had this discussion. We had this discussion with Tyler Stevenson. Like at one point, like he was smashing baseballs. I mean, his exit velo was crazy. It was just right at people. You're like, at some point, those balls are going to miss it and hit the ground and be base hits and doubles or whatever. Which that started to turn around for Stevenson. I know we're going to talk about that later.
We have to talk about that.
But yeah, I think Spencer Steer will be fine. It's not like he's having bad at bats. I don't go up there. He's not having terrible at bats. He's not getting up there and just swinging at bad pitches. He's not getting up there doing what bad batters do. He is just in a slump where he is hitting the ball right at people. So, I think he'll be fine. I think he's a guy that I still believe he's a professional hitter. I still believe he's
absolutely that
guy. And at some point, those baseballs will start to drop. But here's the thing: like when your team is what are they 2 and they won 2 games in the last 20? I mean, that's
4, yeah, 4 in the last 20.
Or 4 in the last 20. Like that's kind of where we're at right now, right? Like,
yeah, because go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. But he's like, it kind of falls into the play of a team that's not playing very well, right? You can still be doing things right and everything still go wrong. And I think that's where Spencer Steer is. Like he's not doing anything wrong, but
Yeah.
everything is still looking like it's going wrong because balls aren't falling for hits.
His launch angle. So Branch asked, "Is it launch angle?" His launch angle is the highest it's been in his career.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like weird. So Scott asked for his BABIP, which does Baseball Savant not have that here? I'm sure some idiot will come on here and tell me I'm a fool and whatever. His hard hit percentage is the highest it's been in his career.
Jeez, Pete.
Like, yeah, at some point this is going to turn around. It's just crazy. I don't know. Maybe we see to buy him a couple large pizzas. He says that's what he likes to do when he has a slump, because even if he doesn't break out of the slump, he also likes a large pizza. So, I'm for that. Sydney is right.
Hey, listen,
So
I'll chip in.
Yeah, his expecting batting average is 240. So it's 30 points higher than he's currently hitting. So
yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe he'll be fine, man. He's just too good of a hitter. I think that it's just weird because I just never seen this much unluckiness from a player ever.
Yeah.
And even Tyler Stevenson, which, like I said, we're going to get into that here in a little bit because he's been a joy to watch.
Yeah.
It's just been nuts. Dude. Yeah. All right. This is what I've been waiting for all day. All right. Look at our guy. Look at our guy. Dude.
Yeah.
Look at him growing up and maturing and just being so good at baseball and everything. Hunter freaking Green, people. Let's chat about it. Remember earlier in April when people were like, you guys thought he was an ace. I'd be happy if he was the last starter on a team. Like, what do you say now? What do you say now? All right. All right. Pull up his Baseball Savant page. I always use this for reference. Everyone knows this. And someone out there is going to tell me it's not always accurate. I don't care. I'm not listening to you. There's a lot of red on that page. You feel me? You feel me? All right. Pitching run value, 81 percentile. Fastball run value, 94 percentile. Expected ERA, 90 percentile. Expected opponent batting average, 90 percentile. We knew the fastball velocity was going to be high.
Yeah.
His chase rate is actually in the average area.
Yeah.
And guess what? He's getting people out. Barrels.
Yeah.
Great. Hard hit percentage. Great. I don't give two craps about his ground ball percentage. We know he's not that kind of pitcher. But dude, if there is a lot of bad to talk about this season, this has been so fun. And I just feel so happy when he takes the ball. And Sydney says him at Chavez Ravine is elite. We talked about that last week with Jeff when he was when we did the home and home. He loves pitching at Chavez Ravine. And dude, but it's not just there. He has been terrific. His worst outing was that 5-inning game against the Diamondbacks when he got pulled and the bullpen gave up 2 runs that he was responsible for. He is maturing. He is figuring this thing out. And look, he's still really only using 2 pitches. We heard all offseason about him using these additional pitches. He's been no, F it. I know I can get you off my fastball, and I'm going to throw you my fastball. First inning against Betts, Ohtani, and Freeman, I was oh, we're in for one of those Hunter Green games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's been cool to watch. Like you said, the biggest thing that I've noticed is his maturity level, dude. He is pitching at a higher think rate than I think I've ever seen him pitch. He has just been, you can see that he is thinking the game. You know what I mean? He's making pitches, he's putting things in spots. He's not just grooving fastballs. He's being selective about where he uses his fastball, where he places it, and to different pitchers. So that's where different hitters. So you can definitely see that he is thinking the game more. And that's what comes with maturity, right? Before it's all on talent, right? I do everything on talent because I am just better than you. And I've been able to be better than most of the people in my life that I've gone against. And that's just been Hunter Green. He's just been better than everybody else. But now he's putting that ability with the mental game of it and being able to place pitches, put things where they need to be, know when to throw fastballs, where to place fastballs, when to throw the slider, when to throw the split. He is starting to think the game way more now than he did before. So That's what's making him dangerous. We know he's got the ability. The ability we know. Like, we know he can get it up there 100, 101 and do what he needs to do. It's his processing of the game and getting outs and not worrying about strikeouts. That's been the biggest thing. Like, he's not worried about striking everybody out.
No.
He's just worried about getting outs. And that's where you start to see that maturity level of, man, I just need to make the right pitch to get this guy out. I don't have to strike him out. Now, if a strikeout comes, then it's great, but I don't have to strike him out, and I don't have to be better than him on every pitch. Sometimes guys are going to make contact. I got to trust the guys behind me to make plays. So that's where you start to see the strikeout numbers are down, but also the walk numbers are down because he's pitching the contact and he's being smart about what pitches he's making to certain people. So, dude, you can see the maturity. It's like you said, it has been an absolute joy to watch him pitch and see that growth, even from spring training to now, where he has gone out and made multiple outings. Now he's getting to last game he got to 7 innings. This game he got to 6 1/3. I mean, he's getting more innings, he's getting more pitches, and he's being able to do things and stretch his innings and be more effective. So watching him mature has been awesome. Like, it's been really cool to see because I know we're both really high on him. And we know that he has that ability, but now he's starting to pitch like a guy who is an ace. He's starting to think like a guy that's an ace.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you mentioned fastball location.
Mm-hmm.
Once he figured out where to dot that thing, it's just changed everything.
Yeah.
And it's just, dude, it's just so fun because, we joked about it earlier, like seeing him go against Ohtani, that's stuff where it's like, back in the day, you would like call your friends because you're like, Hunter Green's pitching against Shohei Ohtani, turn the TV on. We don't have to do that anymore, obviously. But just like seeing that, dude, seeing him like, so Ohtani in their matchups today had 4 whiffs.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. The best hitter in the world. I know how the game ended, but that was not against Hunter Green. So that's not the point of this exercise. Dude, just so fun to watch. And I think you can tell too. So like Welsh kind of made the point today during the broadcast. When you see him on the mound, his body language too is just so different. Like he's standing up, his posture's more straight. He's like taking his deep breath and he's just like thinking, like you said, like his like the thinking process. It's just such a pleasant and joyous thing. And Pat hits the nail on the head as well. Kudos to Nick Kroll for getting that extension. Like, dude, that's a bargain. It's a bargain. Like, if this team does put something together on the offensive side of the ball, because like today, defensively, they were really good. Pitching wise, they were really good. It's just, same old story.
Couldn't get a good at bat. Could not get a good at bat at the right time.
Yeah,
but
Spear walk was the highlight of the day.
Yeah, I know. But I think that's all part of it, man. And you see that with fastball guys, right? Like even with like your Randy Johnsons, your Nolan Ryans, those guys were fastball pitchers, but it's all about the location and where you put the fastball. And when you decide to crank it up, when you decide to crank it down, where you're going to put it. And now, like you said, you can see him, dude, his posture, the way he's thinking the game, the way he's thinking through every at bat. Like you can just see him processing different things throughout these at bats. And that's the cool thing to see.
Yeah. So, just to make sure, I was just kind of curious. He's still only using his split finger and curveball. Split finger 5% of the time, curveball 2% of the time.
Yeah.
So he is just straight force seaming and sliding you out of the box.
Yep. And when you're a fastball pitcher and you can get that, then that's where you want to be, right? Like, I mean, that's his bread and butter. And if you can locate that and get outs with it, then that's where you want to live.
The thing that shocks me the most, his expected opponent slugging percentage is only 281.
Oh, jeez.
Only 281. Like the homer that was hit off him today was like the weakest home run ever.
Yeah.
And I know it ended up being the difference in the game, but it was just like a little like, okay. A little like right to the left-hand corner. Like, you live with that.
But like what we talked about, right? If a 2-run home run given up by your starter, and that's the only 2 runs he gives up, and we lose the baseball game, I got to live with my starter having a really good outing.
Yeah.
Giving up 2 runs on a 2-run home run and going 6 1/3. Like, we should win those baseball games.
Yeah, I think too. And we'll wrap up the Hunter Green thing here in a second. I really want to get to Sydney has an awesome question. I want to make sure we get to. Is a month ago, man, if he gave up like a home run like that, he lost his composure at times. This time it was like, crap, I gave up a homer. Give me the ball. All right, let's keep going. Like, let's keep beating. And that stuff's just really impressive. I'm so happy for him, man. I'm so happy he can put all the bull crap behind him. So this is crazy. Speaking of pitching, Ben Brown today of the Chicago Cubs had a really nice outing today. So I just want to say, like, congratulations on another solid performance.
Thanks, man. Hey, I rushed to get back here to do the show, dude. I had to get out of the ice bath a little quicker than I needed to, but yeah, I felt good today. Felt good. It was a good outing.
You say, okay, real quick before we move on. This is how washed I am now. Check this out. So, cut the grass today. It's like a bajillion degrees. It feels like I'm in Orlando today.
Yep.
I was like exhausted when I came to the house. Like, I came and talked to Grace for a minute. I'm like, just drenched. Yeah. I full on like put some swim trunks on and ice bathed it. Just like filled it. Oh, dude. And I just felt like I like put my headphones on, listened to a book, and I was like,
it's legit.
I'm washed, but this is the life.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely keep the ice bath in the back of the house for those purposes, just like that, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So Sydney's question is, what do we do with Brandon Williamson once he comes back? All 6 stars have been very good. This is a great problem to have.
Yeah.
And she's right. So we talked about Hunter, Lodolo when he's, I think the 4 or 5 starts he's made has been great. And Graham Ashcraft's been really good. And I mean, Nick Martinez, dude, we didn't even talk about Thursday. Nick Martinez.
Oh yeah.
Bullpen day. He throws 5 innings. He's tremendous. 1 hit.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah. Showed some energy on the last out. Like, had some, you heard him mic'd up. Like, loved it. Loved it. This is great, man. And I think that's getting closer and closer now, from what I understand. I think I kind of didn't really sit down and read all of Mark Sheldon's article today with all the injury updates, but it sounds like that's pretty close. It sounds like Lodolo is not super serious either. So that's reassuring.
That's really good.
Dude, like I hate to say it. I think at this point you just don't have a spot for him.
Yeah.
And it's not a thing it's not his fault. It's not because he's certainly a major league pitcher. But do you really want to like keep Brandon Williamson in the bullpen, just like throwing like an inning or 2 here and there? Like, I don't know if that's the best place for him. I could be wrong. He could be an excellent lefty specialist in the bullpen. But especially now you have Sam Maul back. Alex Young's going to be back soon as well. He's a tricky situation. It's a good situation to have if you're the Reds.
Yeah.
Especially because the way your season's going. But man, like, I just don't know like where he comfortably fits, where he's happy on the major league roster and the team's happy on the major league roster.
No, I agree. I mean, it's a if pitching was if starting pitching was our struggle, it'd be different. But it hasn't. Our starting pitching has been really good. Like I said, I'm okay with guys giving up 3 or 4 runs, because if you got any offensive support, like, we should be in most of those games. But we haven't hit the ball for crap. Like, I mean, we've been awful at the plate. We have not.
Let's keep it a buck here, man.
Yeah, dude. We have been terrible. I mean, we've lost some really close games with our pitching going really well. So, unfortunately for him, like, I don't know. There's really not a secured spot, and like you said, I don't agree with putting him in the bullpen. I mean, I don't know. That's just not for me.
Yeah. Sydney and Pat both bring up the idea of Nick Martinez just full-time bullpenning unless there's another injury, and him kind of taking that 6th spot. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Reds are in love with a 6-man rotation, especially with how Hunter and those guys are pitching right now. They probably want to make sure those guys get the ball as often as necessary. I'm speaking of, like, I have nothing of inside intel. I'm just kind of guessing here, just the way things are going. But certainly, I mean, I think they want him on the big league roster. I think he wants to be on the big league roster. It's just having the spot for him.
Yeah.
And
I
I
agree.
think that's what's going to be really trying to figure all that out. Yeah, because so when I talked to Nick Curran a couple weeks ago, we talked about Carson Spire, who just got called up. And the thing that was really he's been starting in Louisville, but the thing about him that's been so great is he came up as a prominent reliever when he was at Clemson.
Yeah.
So this is nothing new to him. And by the way, he's been really good in that role.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I need to check real quick. Wow, Nuggets are up 12. That sucks.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's do it. So this is gonna be a little bit of a two-part segment here. You saw the title of the show today, and you were like, okay. Believe in Ty Steve, people. Tyler Stevenson has been tremendous. All right.
Tyler Jamal Stevenson.
Tyler Jamal Stevenson. Once again, a lot of red on that Baseball Savant page. Buddy, here's one thing I want to point out too. So the barrel, we talked about that. The hard hitting, we talked about that. Taking walks, been awesome. His value has been great. Showing some pop of late. I mean, like we've always been wondering if he had the juice. Maybe like this has been pretty wild. All right, ready for this next page?
Yeah.
Last 30 games. OPS is touching 980 area.
Wow.
5 bombs, 13 homers, 11 walks. He's got a stolen base, by the way.
Oh, there we go.
He's not exactly fast. Like, he's not Shea Langoliers here. Like, 91 at-bats in that time frame. Only 18 strikeouts. It's like a 20% strikeout rate.
Yeah.
Our guy, man, we've talked about this. We were like full on believers. We really said like we thought last year was just like a year removed from the injury, just kind of like getting comfortable and like getting his legs underneath him. And 2024, he was going to have a really good year. He's been everything we could have asked for and more. And when I was on Lockdown the other day, I know a couple of our people told me they checked that out. And so shout out Stephen Offenbaker and Jeff Carr, good friends of the show. And Steve and I talked about, like, I think at this point, we've got to cut down how many games Luke Maile starts. Like, defensive replacement? Sure. Cool.
Yeah.
If Stevenson DHs one day and you want Luke Maile there, don't love it because there's not a third catcher, but also I hate 3 catchers. That didn't work last year. It's not probably going to work this year. But I think that we probably are at the point now where he plays 6 of every 7 games, maybe something like that. Like, I don't think he can sit much more. I don't think you can kind of do this thing where Luke Maile is playing 2 days a week anymore because he's been that good, man. Like, like even last year we talked about, he was still one of the 10 best hitting catchers in baseball with how bad of a year he was having.
Yep.
So, and this year, like, he's making a case to be up there amongst the best hitting catchers in baseball again.
Yeah.
And by the way, my guy's figured out framing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
Yeah, I mean, I think as much as I like Luke Maile, and we talked about this earlier in the year, dude, like, he was barreling balls like crazy. He just couldn't find any spots for him to fall. So to see him now being able to, get some hits, he's right at where we thought he should be. Right now, 286 is really high. I thought he was more, 265, 270, but 286 that's an all-star level hitting catcher. Like that's pretty legit. I mean,
that's big money catcher right there.
Yeah, that's big money catcher for sure. So it's nice to see because I think he's a guy that both of us kind of believed in. And we talked about it in the offseason about him recovering from that shoulder surgery and it taking a full year plus to be able to get fully comfortable. And I think he's there. I think he's a guy that can give you this consistently. Like I said, I don't know if he'll be around 290 throughout the year, but I think he's definitely a 265, 275 hitter. And he's going to hit more home runs. I think he'll be anywhere from the 18 to 21 home run range. And that's what you expect from your catcher. That is all-star level catching. So to see him turn the corner and be this good right now is really a bright spot for us, because this is what we expected, right? I mean, we expected him to get better defensively, be able to frame pitches, and also be able to hit the baseball. So, I think that you have to cut down on Luke Mailey's at-bats because Tyler Stevenson is playing so well.
Yeah, Scott brings up the point. I don't think we're have to worry about him playing first base. I think that's out the picture now.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the point where Candelaria is just so frustrating at first base that I'm almost willing to give it back to Steer full time until CES is back.
Yeah.
It's just at that point, but
it's mind-boggling, actually.
Yeah, it really is.
It's mind-boggling.
But that's not what we're here to talk about. Candelaria has been hitting the ball better of late. He was terrible in extra innings today.
We talked about him, and he was like, "I hear them guys talking about me. Let me get my act together."
If that's what it takes, we'll talk about everybody. Actually, like we say all these things about Stuart Fairchild. He had like a really good road trip.
Yes, he did.
God, it was like limited role, but that's what he needs to be. Like, sorry to talk with my hands today, people, but like, they're close, guys. They're close. Our guys are doing great. They're gonna put it together.
They're gonna put it together. They'll get there. Don't worry. It's a long season, guys. It's a long season. 162 games. We got a long way to go. It's only May. Only May.
Who's like more predictable in their post-game speak, David Bell or Zach Taylor, with his like when they lose a game and it's like, look, we just didn't execute. We got to be better. I got to be better. And we're going to turn the page on this one. We're going to start prep for San Diego next week. It's always every week they lose a game. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah. I would say David Bell. At least with Zach Taylor, I feel like something different's going to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. My thing with Zach Taylor, and this is not Welcome to the Jungle, is I think he's a great locker room guy. Mm-hmm. I think he's a terrible X's and O's coach, but that is neither here nor there. We'll have that conversation over on Welcome to the Jungle at some point. All right, man. Well, as we know, the Padres are going to be coming back and visiting us here on Tuesday when the Reds are back in action. So as we here at the Riverfront,
shellacking the Braves right now.
Yeah, that's just wonderful. Really happy to hear it.
Yeah.
We here at the Riverfront call that the Guevara Cup rematch.
The Guevara.
All right. So funny story about this. Side note. So I was like putting the show together, and I searched Carlos Guevara, and I was trying to find different pictures. I'm pretty sure this is the only picture ever taken of him when he was playing with the Padres. This one right here. It's it's his Twitter profile picture. I cannot find another Padres picture besides one that has like the Getty Images tag over it. So all of a sudden, I am like going through, and I like searched Carlos Guevara Padres because I'm like, there's got to be another picture. I found something that popped up was a link to a game used Carlos Guevara 2008 blue San Diego Padres jersey.
No way.
So I sent it to it. I sent him the link. So I screenshot it. I sent it to him. He's like, if you buy that, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back for it. And I was like, so I text Chad and Nate. And I said, like, can we put this on the company card? And they were like, no. So Carlos, I sent Carlos the link because it's like, he's like, is it real? And I was like, yeah, the site's ran by Fanatics, and Fanatics like doesn't want to get sued again anytime soon.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, so no, and like I was like, did you wear that size when you were in the big leagues? He said, yeah, I did. So I was like, yeah, dude, this is real. He bought it.
Did he really?
Yeah. He bought it.
That's awesome.
So I told him, he said, you're welcome. And he said, I will make sure I let my wife know to text you when she's upset. Yeah, like, it's for the kids,
hey, listen, kids got to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But yeah, like you said, the Padres are just shellacking the Braves right now. Wonderful. Oh, the Wolves cut it to 4. All right, Anthony Edwards. Yeah, Michael Jordan Jr. Let's go. And so they are currently they're in second place in the West, 8 games behind the Dodgers.
Yep.
Think about that conversation.
Insane.
In May.
Insane. In May.
By the way, how's the Reds run differential? Only 7 with this year they're having.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fascinating. It's more of the irritating point about these 1-run games. But I know, Scott, I don't know how much to, like, if you're not like, so like Greg Maddux, I don't know how much you're allowed to just take your jerseys home. I'd have to ask him about that because he said he doesn't have any of his stuff from Dayton or Chattanooga. Because I asked if I could get a Lookouts jersey, and he said he doesn't have one. Because it's the greatest minor league logo out there. Is it? I don't know. Rocket City Trash Pandas is a cool logo.
Yeah. Trash Pandas are legit. That's a legit one too.
Yeah. But this is going to be a crazy, not great, fun series. So pitching matchups, you've got Andrew Abbott against Joe Musgrove. I've seen conflicting reports on Wednesday. I've heard that it's going to be Nick Martinez. I've heard that they're still trying to figure out, and they may do a bullpen day again against Michael King. And then third, you got Frankie Montas against the knuckleballer that's not a knuckleballer, Matt Waldron. And then, oh, by the way, the Dodgers come back to town next weekend for a 3-game set. Yeah. I am.
Hercules.
Yeah. You know the Dodgers getting their break from the Reds? They get the Diamondbacks. You know the Reds get the Padres, who are putting just 10 runs on the Braves right now.
Yep.
Where Ronald Acuna, for some reason, is like, I know I had this incredible year last year, but this year I'm just going to take a year off. Like, come on, Ronald.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
It's a lot of talking with my hands this week. Oh, yeah. Sydney said the Dodgers are coming back for her birthday. Sydney's birthday's on Friday. I saw earlier, Bob said he's going to be at the game Saturday. I will also be at the game Saturday because I'm a glutton for punishment. So if I have the rotation right, which do not quote me on this, Hunter Green will pitch Friday against the Dodgers on City Connect Friday.
Oh.
And then I might have that wrong, but just trying to think about the lineup. No, what did it Frank? No. He pitched Saturday. I think we'll see Hunter Green on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because Frankie pitched 2 days before Hunter, right? In the Dodgers series? Yeah, because Graham. So Graham will pitch Friday. Hunter pitch.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I love it. Let's see Hunter on Saturday. Keep this run going. Please just find a way to win this series.
Dude, they've got to, right? They've got to win this series. If we're going to make a run at where we think we should be, this series, and I'm not saying it's an end all be all series, but this series to me is pretty critical. I mean, it's pretty critical. I mean, I'm not saying that, and that's not saying San Diego's bad, but we've got a pretty good pitching matchup. And we're back home. So I mean, it's a winnable series. I would love to see us take 2 out of 3 in this one and get rolling a little bit.
Yeah, because this is a long homestand. So you've got this series, you've got the Dodgers, and you've got the Cardinals after that.
Yep.
Which I haven't looked too far ahead yet to see if Sonny Gray is going to pitch one of those games. But I just still hate seeing him in that jersey. I hate it so much. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, man. So this will be a much needed series. Obviously, I think at this point they're all much needed. Just get through the month. All right, like we got 2 weeks left of this. Hey, what'd you think about we got like 10 minutes before we're supposed to go off air, so let's kill some time. We'll take any questions out there. But what'd you think of old Paul Skeens the other day getting his umpire who's just like throwing him strikes for the haysays of it?
I know. Paul Skeens doesn't need any help.
No, not at all. Like,
yeah, he doesn't need any help. So, his stuff is electric, dude. Gosh, his stuff is electric. But he definitely doesn't need anybody's help, especially the guy behind the plate. So, but to watch that and hold on. So, as you as a batter, or you're playing them and you're giving him that much zone,
right.
like you don't have a shot. You don't have a shot. So, but yeah, that kid stuff is electric. He's really fun to watch. The only bad thing is that he plays for a terrible baseball team.
Yeah, they'll mess it up. Don't worry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like in 3 years here, when I go see him at Yankee Stadium, he'll be much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, he'll probably be a Dodger.
Yeah, he one of the two. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
at that point, it's like if you play for like one of these teams, it's like, and you're like incredible. It's like Dodger, Brave, Yankee. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, either one of them, he'll be incredible. Then I'll enjoy it more when he's not wearing that hideous jersey.
Tell me about it. It. Why is it? Yeah, so I think that series is coming up in a couple weeks too. The Reds go to Pittsburgh. This like balanced scheduling thing, like,
yeah,
I hate it. I'm just gonna go and say it. I hate it. I know there's people who like it. I know there's people who still really like think interleague plays a thing. But until they go back to having different rules, it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Wow, the Pirates series is until the middle of June.
Is it really? Is that far out?
Yeah, it's not like, what is going on here? Like, the Reds play the Guardians before they play the Pirates.
Oh, jeez.
Bro, have you seen any of the Guardians?
Really, I have not. I have not seen.
They're incredibly fun.
I figure they would. Their roster is fun.
Dude, they're really good.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch a Guardians game, but I mean, I know their roster is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a well put together team.
So I don't know, if you don't pay attention to like everything other than the Reds, I'm not holding it against you, and nor should you. But so the Guardians in first place in the AL Central.
Mm-hmm.
Take a wild guess who's in second place if you don't already know.
Oh, I have no idea.
The freaking Kansas City Royals are 29 and 19 in second place in the AL Central.
Get out of here,
bro.
Holy
First off,
cow.
They spent money this offseason on like things that made sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Twins were like going crazy there for a while, but they've lost the last 6 games. The Tigers are 500, and then there's the White Sox.
Yeah, very sad. The lowly White Sox.
Right now, the Guardians have the second most wins in the American League.
That is insane.
Behind the Yankees.
They are 30 and 17. Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah, they're like, that's like for those, like, I talk about this a lot. I'm not the guy who's like, I gotta go to every stadium like before I understand the people who do that and have a patch for that. I think that's really cool. I just have a hard time watching games that aren't the Reds live. Like, it just doesn't excite me as much. Like,
yeah.
But I'll go to the Guardians game anytime. The team is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really pretty, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Emmanuel Clark has been pretty incredible for them. So yeah, that's the rest of the baseball world. Apparently we hear that Nick Krall is looking to make deals. That's a Reds highlight.
That's me holding my breath.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, here. I mean, I think I ask you this every week. Who is he on a deal for?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like what? If he is looking for a deal, or he's opening up for a deal, whatever the case may be, what deal is he going to make? I mean, listen, Jammer Candelario was our big signing.
Yeah.
This offseason. So who is this? What other big deal are you thinking you're going to make?
The only one I keep coming back to, and I don't know how realistic it is obviously the White Sox want to just like blow everything up.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you can work something out to get Lou Bob. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not going to go on here and be like, I don't want people like chomping at the bit, but it makes sense for the Reds' needs. It's just that Lou Bob also makes sense for a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Because he's really good at playing center field and hitting balls very far. But he would be just perfect in Cincinnati. Just absolutely perfect. Right now? I think he has been hurt. Yeah. Dude, like 90% of their team's been hurt. Like they're 90% of their payroll's hurt. So
he's on 10-day IL.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'll call our good friend Paul over there, Mr. Yanish, and say like, can you just send can we just send the mega bus to go pick up Lou Bob and bring him back to Cincinnati?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see. I mean, Kral's never been that aggressive.
Right.
So for you to be like, oh, well, he's got his eye. No, he doesn't. Like,
no.
I mean, until I see something move or something where, even if it gets in the rumor mill and it's like, oh, well, they're looking at, so then who do you move? Like, what's your plan?
Yeah. So Scott says, what about Jazz Chisholm? You guys don't want to deal with me if the Reds trade for Jazz Chisholm. I would be unbearable with how excited I would be. You guys would hate me. Dude, I would be so excited.
Dude, him and Elly on the same team. Are you kidding me?
There'd be so many Euro steps and Kobe jumpers.
Gold chains everywhere. Freaking, oh my gosh.
Bro.
Oh, that would be incredible.
It would be like Deion Sanders times 2. Like,
yes.
Like high step in on walk-off homers.
Oh man, if they could make that happen, which he won't, but it'd be nice if he made something like that happen, dude. That would be incredible.
Yeah, because if you again, that's very unlikely. But if the conversation comes up that you're worried about salary, Jazz Chisholm is making $2.6 million this year.
Yeah, I was going to say his salary is low.
Yeah, he's arbitration eligible next year, so you at least have him for another season.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, Scott, you started something. He's got me fantasizing about Jazz Chisholm playing for the Reds now. Damn it, Scott.
Oh.
At least you're coming in town for the show in July, so.
That would be incredible. I mean, there's not enough. I mean, I don't know if there's enough room in the locker room for those two. That would be incredible.
Could you imagine Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Reds, having 2 Jordan brand athletes on their baseball team?
Oh, yeah.
The cleat game would be unbelievable.
The cleat game would be sick. Like I said, gold chains everywhere. It would be bananas. It'd be awesome.
Josh says I'd rather have Randy or Rosarena. My man, you guys are talking about you guys are just getting my hopes up for things that are never going to happen.
Right. Wishful thinking.
Randy Rosarena comes to Cincinnati and just hits a bomb and just
give it
any of those 3 guys that we just mentioned.
Yep.
Or all 3 of them. F it. Just go
Let's
bro.
Go make moves. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. You really want to win a pennant? Show me. All right.
Yep. You really want to put a winner on the field? You show me. Go out and get one of them cats and see what we can do.
Yeah. You know what, man? This ended up being a really fun show, even with just how doom and gloom it's been on the field.
Well, I mean, because we have great listeners, dude. Great questions, great listeners. I mean, they make it awesome. Yeah, even though we're 4 in the last 20, our crew makes it awesome.
Yeah, it's coming up with things to talk about through this 3 or 4 week stretch has not been easy on us. So will you guys come in here and chat with us and make us laugh and bring up great points and contribute to your conversation? I say it every week. I know I do, but this means a lot and it helps so much. And I know we're all feeling it and we're all going through it, but we all got each other.
Yep.
I know this isn't the season we thought we were going to have, and I still think there's reasons to not quit on them yet. Maybe I'm just a psychopath who doesn't know better, but
we'll get there.
I think the sun's going to come to shine again at GABP.
Yep.
So this is going to be, it's going to be a week. I think so, but we're going to get through it, people. Bob, if you're still here, shoot me a DM and we'll get together Saturday at the game. I'll get you a Kona Big Wave. My favorite.
Look at that.
Bro. I found out recently they sell those at the store, and I have not picked them up yet because I just don't really like that. The only beer I have in my fridge right now is Broken Skull IPAs, and
oh wow,
yeah, I bought those for WrestleMania, and I didn't really drink them, so
yeah.
But all right, folks, we're gonna go and wrap up this week's edition of Late Night Reds. Once again, if you're checking us out on YouTube for the first time, please take a moment to give us a subscription, like this video. You know the things every podcast says. Go find an app and subscribe and leave a review, like a 5-star one. Or if you don't want to leave us a 5-star one, just tell us why. By the way, if you leave a comment bashing us, you guys know you're helping us, right? I'm just making sure you know that. Like, we appreciate it. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want beef, then bring the ruckus. Like, we're here for it. So, and of course, come hang out with us. Patreon.com/RiverfrontCincy. Couple bucks a month, you can chat it up with us.
Yep.
And please, whether Ben is there or not, and I'm crying on July 6th, come hang with us.
It'll be fun.
We're gonna have a ton of fun. We're gonna have good food, good bourbon. Like, you think of a bourbon, they got it at this place. I'm telling you.
They absolutely do.
It's the spot. So we're gonna go and wrap this up on behalf of Ben Brown and everyone here at the Riverfront, which you can check out the Riverfront Red Show this past week. Chad was joined by Bill Lack and Chris Garber, and things went off the rails. If you have not listened to it, you should. It's very different from years past. Check out Welcome to the Jungle. They had a really good show this last week where they broke down the Bengals schedule. I feel really good about the Bengals schedule.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, I'm excited for the season. And then over at Riverfront U, Jack and I did a great catch up with Travis Steele, which I know we had Rex Scott getting mad at us talking about Miami of Ohio. But I got to show love to my dog, man. Yeah. Travis, my dog. So so we had that, and then NBA Happy Hour every Thursday night. We're live now. So chatting about the playoffs, dude. We had a
tell you
really,
what. If you don't, I was going to say, if you guys don't watch that live, dude, the Happy Hour is legit. You guys got to get on there.
Yeah, I'm running out of adult beverages in the house, so I got to go stock up again. But with that being said, everyone, thank you for supporting us here at the Riverfront. Thanks for all you're doing to help us out and grow this thing. We out. Brighter days coming. We'll see you next week.
Beat the Padres.